Welcome back, YouTube. Once again, we are back here falling out with the Batman, and I got something pretty. So those that like them gold-plated RDAs, you're gonna like what I show you here, because if you like gold-plated RDAs and you like DNA chips in mods, I got something out of China that really left me very much surprised. The thing is beautiful, and what I'm showing you is the Priest mod by Marvec. It does have a DNA 75 watt chip in it, and it has a shitload of gold, and without any bonus, it is stabilized wood. Stabilized wood. It is stabilized wood. And look at that. Let's dive right down, take an up close look at it so you can really see how pretty this thing is. Let's dive right on down. And here we have the DNA 75 watt Priest mod by Marvec. And this is how it comes. So let's take a quick second and show you the packaging. It's basically a nice, neat little case. So once you open up the case, you're gonna open it up as so, and the contents on the inside, you're gonna get this little velvet pouch for carrying the mod. In case you don't want to carry the case around with you, you do have this little velvet pouch that says Marvec. You're also gonna get this little adapter where you're able to use 26,650 or drop it down to an 18,650 battery. So it does bring that little adapter tube as well, made of Delrin. As you can see, it does have seal on both ends just to avoid rattle on the inside of the mod, and it actually works very well. You're also going to receive two different 810 style drip tips, and the colors that they come with will match the stabilized wood, as you can see there. And this one that's down in here, if I can pry it out without fucking it up, actually reminds me of the battle deck caps where that came with that little design, as you can see there. Well, it also brings one of those. Set all of this to the side. Let me pull out the mod, and here you go. Everything, all the accents and everything is gold plated on the mod. As you can see here, you have a stainless steel 510 at the top, which as well is spring loaded. You have the 4 Allen keys on the top in case of taking apart. I don't know why you want to take it apart in case something goes wrong with the DNA chip. On the front of it, you do have a USB charging port. On the front, you have your up down button, and they also give you this pretty pearl blue fire button on the front of it. Now, like I did say, this is a DNA 75. So I will not be getting into the details, because by now a lot of us that have been around for a while, we do know what the DNA 75 chip does. We'll go through the basics just to show you the way it works, and let's take you all the way around the mod. Now you can see it does have like that design all the way around, just some indentations, and it's very nice, very clean. Actually, I'm surprised on the aesthetics and the way this mod works and looks. The mod, as you can see here, it is completely stabilized wood, and yes, it is. It's not resin, it's actually wood, and it's very, very nice. I'm actually loving the color and the way everything flows with the gold. And those that know me know that I don't like the gold plating. I'm not a fan of gold plating. I've become fond of gold plating because of more and more stuff coming out with the gold plating, but this mod all the way around just flows beautifully. This thing is just beautiful. On the bottom, you do have 4 more screws in case of taking it apart and of cleaning and polishing up the stabilized wood, cleaning it just to keep it up to date. you know, you want to oil it up and clean up your stabilized wood. There is some care that you want to do with it. How you take off the battery door, just going to stick your fingers in there. You're going to give it a couple turns, and it's going to come apart as so. And it all is. It's gold plated brass, so everything in it, like I said, it is all brass. It's just gold plating. Now you can see down inside there you do have a silver contact pin, and along with some vent holes up at the top. If we can get down in there, hold on. Kind of hard to see the way I got my lighting set up, but yeah, you can see the vent holes up at the top. Now that you look down in there as well, like I said, you can see this isn't resin, it actually is stabilized wood. So that's actually a plus. Now the little tube, because I don't have any 26650 batteries on hand, I will be using an 18650. So what we're gonna do, you slide this little tube in as so, and it drops in very easily. Just gonna push it down in there. I'm gonna grab a battery. We're gonna pop the battery in. We're gonna take the little battery door cover. Like I do, I go reverse just to make everything falls in place, and then thread it in. And the machining as well, again, it threads very smooth. Okay, so once you have your battery installed, all you're gonna do, you're gonna click the fire button. And right there it does say the Evolv DNA75 has the Marvec. Right now you have the ohms locked. So what you're gonna do, just hold down your up button, hit the fire button, hold it in, and it unlocks the ohms. And there's a bunch of stuff. I'm not gonna get into details about the DNA75 chip, as it is an older chip, but those that know about the DNA75, you already know how it functions and all of that stuff. I'm not a techie when it comes to these chips. I normally do more unregulated mods, but this is nice. And I've been playing around more with DNA chips, and I've come to become quite fond of the DNA chip. So 5 clicks will unlock it, and you get to check Atomizer. So I have an Addy right here to the side. What we're gonna screw on is the LQT Addy, and there we go. Got that. Got coils, everything in there ready to go. Oh, you gotta click on new coil. Okay, now we're ready to go. So let me drip some juice. I'm gonna be using some of this Nemesis by Final Boss Vapes. Just get my cotton nice and saturated. I'm gonna take up a cap, put the top cap on there, and I'm actually gonna throw one of those tips on it. And as you can see, it is an 810 drip tip, and look at it. It just looks beautiful. That thing looks sexy. Very nice, very nicely done. And there she goes. So let's go back up on top. We're gonna talk about her. I'm gonna let you know where I got mine and where you can find the Priest DNA75 stabilized wood gold plated box mod by Marvec. Let's go back up on top. So there you go. You've seen it. It works. Those that know the DNA chips, we know how they function. Temperature control is on point. It's a 75 watt mod. I'm actually using it with another RDA, the LQT. It's a gold plated RDA, and the way the whole setup just looks like it's a shitload of gold. But this right here looks gorgeous. And the mod also brings them 810 drip tips, so that way the drip tip does match the stabilized wood. Even that blue button is different and is totally off theme of the mod, the oranges and the reds and all that, but it actually sticks out and makes it look nice. as you can see there. So I use it with an 18650. I don't have a 26650 battery on hand. And we know the other mod that did that, well, I think it was the Aegis, but this looks a lot sexier than the Aegis. I mean, you can't throw it up against the wall, or you can't run it over with your truck, or none of that crazy shit. But I mean, it's used to vape. Who wants to use a mod as a softball? Or speed bump? Who wants to use a mod as a speed bump? Mod is used to vape. Come on. I mean, let's keep it real. And we know how the DNA chips function. You hit the button and it works. When you leave them down for a little while, they'll put themselves in standby mode on their own. It's just the way the DNA chip works. In the description, I will leave the link to where you can get this sexy piece. It's actually, it's gorgeous. The camera does not do it justice. I mean, even looking at it here, this is one of those you have to see in person and be like, holy shit, that thing is pretty. So, pros and cons. It is what it is. I'm just giving you my opinion. I'm not even going to do the pros and cons on this. Everything about it it's just nice. So, remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Check the description. And until the next review, the Batman Marvec brought you the Priest Stabilized Wood Mod. Till the next review. Come on, get you some.